Not everybody is happy that it takes longer to grow up than it used to. Quite the contrary. A lot of people are very unhappy about it. And a lot of people think that the fact that young people enter these transitions of a stable adulthood later in the past means there must be something wrong with them. I'd like to challenge you, if you think that way today, to try to think about it differently. It doesn't mean that there's something wrong with them. It takes longer to prepare yourself for the knowledge economy than it did for a manufacturing economy, first of all. So that's not their fault. They are very intently involved in preparing themselves for that world and in trying to find a place in a very complex economy. Secondly, the women's movement has opened up a huge range of opportunities for young women, but that's not a bad thing. I think few of us would view that as a negative development. It's a good thing. It's a great thing. And so having this life stage of emerging adulthood allows both young men and young women to develop their skills for the workplace. There's also that, wouldn't most of us make a better choice of a marriage partner at 28 or 29 or 30 than we would at 19 or 20 or 21? Wouldn't most of us be a better parent if we began that at 30 or 31 rather than 20 or 21? I don't think there's any doubt about that. Having the space for emerging adulthood gives young people an unprecedented, an unparalleled period of freedom. It's a time when you can do things that you never could do before when you were a kid, and you really won't be able to do later. If you have a taste for adventure, if you'd like to see what it's like to live in a different part of the country or the world for a while, and maybe do some kind of service project there, this is the time to do it. If you'd like to take a stab at a long shot career like actor or musician or something else in the arts, this is the time to do it. Because later it will be much more difficult when you've made those commitments. Right now, in emerging adulthood, nobody else really depends on you. That's one of the unique things about it. And eventually, people will depend on you. That will narrow the range of your choices. During emerging adulthood, you have a rare freedom and a brief freedom, and you should make the most of it. I'd like to close by saying to the young people, those who are emerging adults or about to be, don't let anybody stampede you to adulthood before you're ready. Adulthood will still be ready when you are. And a lot of well-meaning people want you to get there as soon as possible. But it's not their life, it's your life. And you should remind them of that if necessary. Adulthood is something that almost everybody enters eventually. And it's a land that once you enter, you can never really go back. So make the most of your emerging adulthood freedom while it lasts.